Hey, how's it going, everyone? We are a couple of hours into the end of the previous season. At least I think it's the end of the previous season now. Like, we've seen a lot of new cards today. And I've already been doing some very early speculating, like how I would want to build my Teklovossen deck. I definitely want to build Teklovossen as well as Maxx, so keep an eye out for that. I will keep on updating this deck especially until I find a version that I'm fully satisfied with. But one of the things that I don't really like about a lot of the new EVO stuff is that right now there are a couple of items that have the base keyword already on it, which are these EVO Steel Soul processors and EVO Steel Soul memory and stuff like that. And we also have another EVO item that has a 2-block associated with it, and they have Battle One. They are the I forgot the name of them, but they are basically a 2-block, 2-cost, and they have Battle One on them. I don't really like those, but I think the way to play this deck is to play with the Steel Souls, mainly to keep on upgrading your item with those, because these have a 3-block associated with them. They have temper, so it's very easily to block 3 and then block another 2, so you have 5 block out of this before something like this gets destroyed. However, one big problem with this that I'm already facing that I don't really know how to play around is because these have temper, it's going to be really difficult to play against stuff like Assassin, because Assassin can very easily shred your temper equipment, and then when it breaks, then that's pretty much it for the temper equipment. One way to work around that is by having a couple of these instant pieces that you simply don't block with your temper equipment until you have these instant pieces in your banish zone. So if they do shred one of your equipment that you're blocking with, then you can always just on instant speed equip this on top of it before the chain link or common chain close, so your equipment doesn't get destroyed, because we do get to play evos from the banish zone. Also, these have a 0 cost, which is nice because that means that you can block with them. They just won't block anything, so if these do get stuck in hand, you can get them into your graveyard, and then you can use something like a Junkyard Dog to scrap it away, and then you're attacking for 7, which is quite nice. That's good value, 3.5 value per card if you consider this as the attack and the blue one as the pitch card as the second card. And originally I was playing around with the idea of having something like a boost engine in here, but I think it's better to just block with the EVO cards, like block with something like a Steel Soul processor, and then coming in with a Junkyard Dog, or coming in with something else that scraps. I had some other scrap stuff. What is I'm not at the bottom, so something like a Scrap Harvester. So it's a 6 attack, it costs 3, we have plenty of blues in the deck, so coming in with something like this can be quite significant as well. You just grab away one of your EVO stuff, then you have that ready in the banish zone, so during your turn you can very easily play one of these and pitch a blue, maybe pitch something else, and still be able to still be able, like, oh, actually no, you don't have the action where you cannot do anything else in a turn like that. Well, it's a bit of a problem, but I think it's still worth it. Like, if you can pitch 2 cards to get one of your Steel Souls online, you can still block 3 with it, you can block 2 with it. If you go into the Soul Tower, like this one does give you an action point if you transform it into something else, which can be quite relevant, especially if you eventually want to go into your Mega Hero right here. So it's all very early stuff, but I do think that having the attack for 6, block in, pitch with a blue gameplay is probably the best way to play this deck. I need to put the 4th instant in there. I'm just seeing that I only have 3 of these, and I'm using the Firewall for now. Like, it's a 4 block, so you can play around a lot of stuff like the Dominate and stuff like that, that you just play this one, combine that with something like a Sink Below as your second thing from your arsenal, and then you're blocking 8, which is quite good against stuff like Guardian. This should probably be a sideboard card, but yeah, there you go. So I'm very curious to see where this deck is going to land in the long run. One of the cards that I really like is this one, Mechanical Strength, because this gets plus X, where X is the number of evos you have equipped. So if you have 3 or 4 evos equipped, then you're attacking for 8 or 9, and it only costs 3, which means that if you are attacking for 9, then that's 4.5 value per card. That's very good value in general. And we have all these really relevant on-hits, like this one says, when this hits a hero, destroy all cards defending this. So they cannot defend with equipment, because if they do defend with equipment, then they kind of lose that. We have this one that makes them discard if it hits. We have the War Machine that destroys the arsenal, so kind of like a Command and Conquer. Really cool stuff. So yeah, I'm really curious to see where this is going to land in general. I'm not sure about the Teklo level up per se, simply because it's a attack that you already need to have an Evo equipped for this to be able to attack in at all. Usually that's not really a problem. You should be able to get an Evo online relatively quickly. But I feel the upsides of this weapon aren't that good. Like at some point you will be able to give it a go again, being able to attack for 1, but it still costs that 1 resource, and most of the stuff that I'm currently playing in the deck, it all costs 3, so I don't really want to spend the card to be able to attack for 3 with go again, and then having to pitch yet another card to come in for 6. But maybe the solution is very simple, you know, because if you play pummels in the deck, which I haven't really added in yet, you can get into some very interesting situations where you Teklo leveler, so you're coming in for 3 with go again, right, because you have 4 evos equipped. You have your pummel ready in arsenal, you have 2 resources floating, then you come in with, let's say, the Terminator tank, which will cost 3 because you have so many evos. It has overpower, making it incredibly difficult to block. It's already coming in for 9, and then if you pummel this, you're attacking in for 13, and they have to discard 2 cards. That can be quite relevant. I haven't really decided what I would take out. I would probably be taking the Pulse Wave protocols out, to be honest. Like, we're having so much pressure with our on-hits that I don't think the Pulse Wave protocols are necessary at all. And maybe I would take one of the Mechanical Strengths out as well if I do add the pummels in, something like that. I do need to make space for the 4th of these instant Evo pieces as well, and I do think this is going to be a very interesting deck to navigate. So far, I think the best ways to build this is either go with the boost engine and hope that you boost away some of your Evo pieces, or just build it like I did and just block with your Evo pieces to get the 3 block value out of that card, and then in a future turn just grab them away and then play them out of the bandit zone once you see fit, so you can continue generating value. Maybe something missing in this deck is something to have multiple action points in one turn. Like, I might end up putting some time skip potions in here, simply because if I can play 2 of these Steel Soul pieces in a single turn, then I'm only pitching, let's see, I'm pitching 3 cards to be able to play 2 of these pieces, which can be quite relevant. So I'm going to have a look if I can find some find some space for some time skip potions in here, because we of course cannot run the time skippers. As far as the base equipment goes, I do think that the base arms, like all these cockworks, are probably the best ones, because they do give some relevant stuff. But these, like, I just noticed, like this one, they give stuff if you've boosted this turn. I already took the boosted stuff out of here, so maybe the cockworks aren't that good anymore in hindsight after all. I'm not sure what other base stuff could we use. Probably the regular base stuff. Let's see. So if the cockworks aren't used because I don't use the boost engine anymore, we could use the prototype, but that's not really good. I like having the Teklo base stuff. That's quite cool, especially they look quite cool, but they have blade break, and if the opponent has a way to force you to equip with these, then you're in kind of a bit of a pickle because of the blade break. If they suddenly come out of nowhere with a T-bone, you don't want to lose these bases, so I don't think that's the way to go either. Yeah, maybe the cockbox are still just better pieces here. Like, it also gives the opponent less information. Yeah, I should consider this because I didn't really think about it. Like, right now I have the scrap engine. Maybe I should really go back to a boost based engine instead, so these still have the full value out of that activation as well. But we'll see. So for now, this is gonna be the list that I'll be testing with first, that I will start optimizing once we have all the cards available and once I know if I want to take any more stuff out, and we'll see where this goes. And it looks like it's gonna be a very fun deck to play though. It's a really fun deck to play, so I'm quite excited for that at least. Anyway, thank you for watching everyone. Sorry that I'm rambling a bit here and there, but I want to share my thoughts, and I hope it's useful for anyone out there that is kind of trying to figure out how to build this hero. I think if you start with this base like I have right here, you probably have one of the better bases to start with, but be creative. Like, don't just take my word for it. I haven't play tested any of this because I want to play test on paper. I don't really like play testing stuff online nowadays, so I will update this soon. But for now, I think this is already quite a fun list to start playing around with. And the best part of all, you don't need legendaries for this deck. It's such a creative way for LSS to come up with a playstyle that doesn't need legendaries. A big fan of it. I hope we get more of this kind of stuff, and yeah, let's see what they do, see what they design next. I hope we get a full-on ninja hero set. That would be quite cool. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. I will see you all soon, and enjoy your Bright Lights pre-release, and yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.